And we're back. This is episode 21, and we're going to be talking about PFL because the results of that are very important to each and every one of you out there. I know that. Hey, what's all this laughing about? Mr. Handsome Dan Park in the top left and Confused Pete in the top right? What's going on there? What? Why are you guys laughing? You guys don't care about PFL?
I don't think anyone wants that card, mate.
It was on a Sunday instead of a Friday for once. That's very important. No? Okay.
No.
Then we'll get into the real topic, and that is Gray Maynard. Is he going to retire after that beatdown from Nick Lentz?
He actually looked alright, but I hope so.
But it looked alright. He got fucked up in round 1 and then fucked up in round 2 until the ref called it. Anyways, no, that's not what we're talking about. No one cares about that apart from us. Khabib.
Yes.
Is the undefeated, undisputed lightweight champion and the undefeated, undisputed street fight champion too after beating up Dylan Dennis. That's pretty cool. That got me excited. But no. Okay, so obviously there's a lot to talk about in regards to this. We can talk about the fight. We can talk about the fight after the fight. We can talk about whether or not all that should have happened. But we'll start off talking about how the fight actually went. So we'll start off with that, and then we'll get to everything that happened post-fight, yeah? And all the things that led up to it pre-fight. So, Pete, did you want to start this off?
All right, I'll start. So, it went almost exactly the way I thought, because I didn't think it was going to go that way. I thought McGregor was going to chin him early, as I said. But I did say if Khabib is to win, he will tire Conor out with the wrestling and the ground and pound, and Conor will give up. It sounds a bit strange saying he gave up. I don't mean he just, he didn't defend a choke. I just feel like by that 4th round, I think he gave everything he had in that 3rd round. I think it was done after that. By the 4th round, just when the choke came on, and there wasn't much attempt at a defense, was there? When he gave his back up there, I think he just had enough by the end of it.
If you go back and watch, he tapped the ground first, and then he tapped Khabib's hands.
Did he?
Yeah, I mean, he had his. So Khabib jumped on him. He's wrapped his arm around his neck. Conor's hands are still on the ground. He grabs the arm, then lets go of the arm, and then taps. There wasn't much of a. I mean, obviously by that stage it was probably on, but
just repeat that last part again because you just cut out on my end.
Oh, sorry. So when Khabib did jump on his back and he put the choke on, McGregor's hands are on the ground. He lifts his arm up, touches the arm, puts him back down, and then taps. Now, by that stage, it's probably too late. That crank's already on. But as soon as Khabib's jumped on him, where was the defense that he was showing earlier on? He was actually defending quite well. Not so much round 2, but round 1 he was defending quite well. Round 2 as well, sort of, until that ground and pound started raining on him. But there wasn't much of an attempt to actually negate Khabib's attack in that 4th round. And I think, given the comments that you've probably both seen at the end of the 3rd, where Conor's stated, it's just business about the fight, I think that's him mentally checking out. I think that was him mentally checking out at the end of the 3rd. He'd given everything he could give, and it was a matter of time at that stage.
Yeah. I thought because everyone's saying that this doesn't deserve a rematch because he got mauled. Yeah, it probably does. It definitely doesn't deserve a rematch in regards to the fight. It definitely doesn't. But I thought he did so goddamn well in that 1st round. I was so impressed.
Yeah.
Like, stopping the takedown to begin with. And I thought he was going to hit a switch and then take his back or something because it kind of looked like he was grabbing the hips from behind. I'll let you guys talk more on like that because that looks like a wrestling defense. I don't know much about that. But the way he stopped the takedown, I was so impressed. And then he actually mounted Khabib for a second there because he stopped the takedown and got on top.
He was very close to getting his own takedown. He just didn't push through with it. He didn't commit to finishing the actual maneuver. And I think that stems from, I was listening to John Kavanagh talk with Joe Rogan today on a podcast. A tactical error that they've made where they focused more on the defensive aspect as opposed to the offensive aspect of the fight. So there's a bit more concern of stopping Khabib doing what he wants to do as opposed to Conor getting his own offense in. I think with that mindset, that's sort of why he didn't. Like, he probably realistically should have got the better of that first exchange on the floor, but he just sort of gave up on it. And then again with the hands, he wasn't as sort of sharp. We'll go on to when he got dropped. But even before that, he wasn't as sharp with the hands. Didn't seem as confident. I think whether that's a combination of him being out for 2 years or just the threat of Khabib's takedowns. But yeah, he just didn't implement the offensive game that we've come to know from McGregor.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to come out and everyone's going to be talking about they already are talking about the fact that he had 2 years away. That's probably why this happened. But there's always an excuse when someone loses, and I just think here Khabib was definitely just sorry for the viewers. Khabib was definitely he's just the better like fighter in regards to being able to implement his game a lot better than Conor was able to implement his own, because Conor looked sharp. He looked good. When he was throwing his hands, he did look good. He did catch Khabib a few times, just that his power didn't seem to translate, especially in the third round, as well at lightweight as it did back at featherweight. And yeah, well, it did translate when he fought Eddie Alvarez, but that was in the first and second round, and he was dictating the pace of that fight. He wasn't dictating shit in this fight.
That's a thing, and you know he can train as hard as he wants and do as much wrestling as he wants in the gym, but in the actual cage on the fight night, that's not the style he's used to. You know, if you watch all of his fights, everyone fights at his pace.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure this is the only. Yeah, this is the only in the Diaz fight that he lost was fought at his pace. This is the only fight that I've seen of his in the UFC where it's fought at the opponent's pace. And he just couldn't keep up.
No, he definitely couldn't keep. Oh, but man, that first round, he did so goddamn well. He stayed calm when he was taken down.
That's what I was about to say. You know, people shit on his ground game and his ability. He's very skillful. He just couldn't. The only thing that was his downfall, he couldn't keep the pace in that style of fighting. That's all. It's not that Khabib is, you know, that much better than him. I mean, he's better than him on the floor, obviously, but it wasn't so much of a technical difference. It was just that's not the style McGregor's used to, and he couldn't keep it for long. You know, he barely. I don't think he took any damage in the first round. He was controlled, but there was no damage in that first round. He was negating the attacks, but he just couldn't keep. His body can't keep fighting that style for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah, that's exactly what you just said. He took virtually no damage in that first round. If you go back and look at Barbosa and how much damage he took in the first round against Khabib, and how much damage Michael Johnson took in that first round, it's miles apart. It's just a different world of how much damage they took. But yeah, people got to stop shitting on Conor McGregor's ground game, man, because his ground game's fantastic. It's just when you got someone like Khabib on top of you, you can't train, say, 2-3 years on your wrestling and try and make up the distance of Khabib's wrestling. It's not going to happen.
And it's not the style that he fights at usually, so he's just not used to that.
No.
You know?
Dan?
His body's not used to it.
Dan, what do you have to say about it? I'm curious as to your thoughts. You're one of the main wrestling blokes in this chat.
I agree with both of you. Conor defended very well in the first round. Just the first thing, number one, when Khabib went for that low single, he tried to kind of run the pipe, but Conor was stopping it by actually, when you're saying grab his Khabib bum, he's stopping it by grabbing Khabib's bum shorts, like his shorts. And he did really well stopping it, but Khabib kept trying to go for that, how can I say, run the pipe, didn't work, transitioned to a double, and then got it, which was really, really good. About Conor defending, he did really well. The pace was really slow. He got no damage at all the first round. Second round, he got lit up. Where he really fucked up was he gave his back to Khabib, and Khabib just put all his body weight, similar to DC and Rumble, where DC was holding Rumble on the back, putting all his body weight, making him carry all that. That wasn't good. And funny story. I was watching the fight with some casuals, right? And
people to watch it
they
with.
were. Sorry? Huh?
He was watching the fight with some casuals.
Sorry.
He was watching the fight with some casuals, and I said it's the best people to watch it with because it just is.
And they were like, what the fuck? Why did Conor tap? That's not a choke. And I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. And Steven, one of the guys from the gym, he's like, Dan, I don't really know how to do it. Can you show the guy? He's like, yeah, I want to feel it. Like, I wouldn't tap to that. Like, so I'm like, oh, all right. So this is a choke. Just bang. If you feel it, just tap. And he's like, all right, that's not too bad. And they're like, this is a neck crack. So I just put it across his chin. I just applied a little pressure, just going bam. He straight away screamed. I let go. So it was kind of funny. Like, and he was like, how the fuck did Conor hold it for like 3 seconds? Like, whatever it was before tapping. Because the guy screamed literally within a millisecond, which was funny.
Yeah, I don't think there's an issue with Conor tapping to the neck crank.
I don't think so at all.
It's that what led up to the neck crank. Yeah, the perceived defense of the neck crank just wasn't there. There was like, it's like he was just like, you know what, that's whatever. I'm done.
I said it to you guys in the chat, like in the Facebook chat. Like, his defense pretty much went Michael Chiesa style. His hands just went away from the hands, and it's kind of like, oh shit, when do I tap now? He was just waiting for the right moment to tap.
Yeah, it was done by that stage.
Yeah, he mentally checked out by that point.
But I thought it was a great performance when Khabib landed that dip, bang, overhand right.
Khabib was surprised, man. He went to step back and move out of the way of the counter. He's like, oh shit, there's no counter. He's going down.
Yeah. Well, if you watch it right, so he's faked the takedown. It's made McGregor drop his hands, and then the overhand right comes across, makes a connection, and as he's throwing that right hand, he's like you're saying, Chris, he's expected the counter. So that's where that right hand, like, everyone's shocked that Khabib dropped him, but the actual, like, it was fundamentally, if you compare it to boxing, it was a terrible setup. But in a fight, in an MMA fight, it was perfect. He faked the shot. Conor drops his hands, overhand right, bang, and it was I don't think he was really hurt. It was more of it was a flash knockdown, but it put him on his ass, man.
You know what that reminded me of?
And as he's throwing that right hand,
that reminded me of Randy Couture and Tim Sylvia. Remember that in the first round? Like, there was no way Randy Couture should ever drop Tim Sylvia, and he did the good old, like, change his level, throw that big overhand right, and then Tim Sylvia just fucking got plump. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
But that was me off the couch going, oh shit!
Man, I was screaming for the ref to stop the fight.
What's happening?
When Khabib was standing over the top of him, just laying into him. Yeah, at the end of the second, I was just like, "Oh my god, stop this!" But then
I thought it was fine.
I'm glad it wasn't stopped. I'm glad it wasn't.
If that was stopped, I would have been thinking I was premature. Like, he was copping it. He was copping it, but he was okay.
It was
that seemed like that tired Khabib out a little bit because he took the third round off.
Well, he did make the adjustment there. He stopped after a little bit and went back into side control. So good vision, obviously, by him to know that. And what about Dominic Cruz going to the commentators? I think he's trying to make Khabib tired, and Joe Rogan goes, no, he's getting snapped.
It's like he's getting pummeled. It's like, I think he's trying to make him tired by getting punched in the face. No, I'm pretty sure he's smarter than that. You just can't get out of that position.
I was really impressed with Khabib's stand-up. He had good sense. Like,
well, he's not that bad, man, and he's got a chin on him too.
I've been saying that for ages. People are underestimating his stand-up because they're like, oh, real estate agent came in there and, like, he did well against him. But it's like, geez, do you know who this real estate agent is?
Khabib's very awkward. Khabib has very awkward stand-up. You can see clearly that he's not, how can I say, fluid in his stand-up movements. Like, if he went into a kickboxing fight, he would get lit up and smashed. But it works really well when the wrestling's added in. That's what Peter was talking about in regards to it works well in MMA, but fundamentally it's terrible.
Yeah. But hey, if it lands and puts a guy on his ass, who cares?
As John Kavanaugh kept on saying,
it works in MMA.
As John Kavanaugh kept on saying that in Joe Rogan's podcast, all he cares about, does it work? If it works, it doesn't matter if a boxing coach says that is a horrible technique. If it works, it fucking works. And look at
100%. I agree.
the way Conor McGregor stands. You wouldn't see a boxing coach ever say, hold your hands with like a fucking karate person. Because in all his fights, he never has his hands up high. They're always down low. Well, in this fight, they were particularly low because trying to stop the takedown.
Yeah.
But yeah, his style.
Oh yeah,
No one would ever
if you watch that clip, he dropped his hands as Khabib sort of ducked down to the left to throw it. He's dropped his hands thinking that the takedown was coming. Bang, right on the chin.
That's pretty much the perfect way to set up an overhand right in MMA.
Hey, it's a special of wrestlers for a long time. Dan Henderson, Chad Mendes throws it as well. Dominic Cruz sort of throws that punch too, but he throws it a little bit more stupidly. He just sort of wings it out.
Man,
but they all do it. They all do the fake shot overhand right.
All Dominic Cruz's punches look weird, man. They all look weird. But hey, it works. It all works.
Khabib had good head movement.
Did you guys think
There was an uppercut.
Oh, sorry. No, you go first.
No. There was an uppercut that Conor landed, and straight after that, Conor throws. When Khabib ducks 2 punches. I was really, really impressed with his, fighting sense, stand up. Like I thought I didn't rate stand up at all, but after this, I was very impressed.
But if you look at the gym he comes from, man, like none of those guys who've been champions, Cain Velasquez, Daniel Cormier, Luke Rockhold, none of them come from a boxing or a kickboxing background. Yes. And that gym's got him up to a decent level, So it should be no surprise that Khabib's like, obviously, because he's got that one aspect of his game that's so strong, it doesn't mean the other aspects are shit. I mean, he knows his stand-up is good enough to make a guy like Conor McGregor concerned, Like, it's not
Kris, you were going to say?
Yeah. I was going to say something else. I'll just comment on that. To become the champion of any division in the UFC, you can't just be completely and utterly one-dimensional. You can't. You have to.
Exactly.
You have to be competent in all aspects, and he obviously is competent in all aspects. But he's just such a ridiculous specialist when it comes to wrestling. What was I going to say? Oh, that's right. Did you guys think that Khabib kind of looked faster than McGregor in this fight? When watching the move, it just seemed as though, I don't know if McGregor's timing was off. I don't think his timing was off. I just think Khabib was just the better guy.
I think it was a confidence thing. I think it was a confidence thing. I think once the fight started, Khabib was confident he was going to beat him up, and I don't think McGregor was confident. I don't know if I said it on the last one that we did or not. Maybe it was just privately to you guys. But the whole build-up and just how aggressive McGregor was being, the only other time he was this aggressive was against Mayweather. And I think that stems from a concern. Both of them, the Mayweather fight obviously had a concern boxing a guy who's one of the best boxers of all time. And also in this fight, coming back and fighting Khabib, I think there was an element of concern. That's why that aggressive nature came out in him.
Yeah.
So I think he was. I mean, rightfully so. He was probably concerned fighting Khabib. Like, I don't think he thought he was going to lose, but there would have been an element of doubt in there that there wouldn't have been when he was fighting Eddie Alvarez and Aldo and Chad Mendes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, in the chat that Dan and I did in regards to the press conference, that's kind of what I was saying. I was saying that he just seemed way too aggressive in all his press conferences. He didn't make a lot of sense a lot of the time. And he just seemed very over the top, which was like he's not
as if he was trying to hype himself up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I didn't care too much for the press conference, because it felt too pro wrestling-esque, because it felt like he's putting on a show, which is, by the way, why I'm wearing this bad boy. Check it.
Oh.
Where does it say? WrestleMania 33 represent. Yeah. So that's that whole press conference, all the build up, that frustrated me. I didn't watch a great deal of that because it kind of got really old really quick. I 100% agree with what you're saying in regards to that, because he just went so over the top. It seemed as though he's trying to put on a show to somehow get into Khabib's head. Which, by the way, it all worked. He did get into Khabib's head. He just didn't get into Khabib's head and have the effect that he wanted.
Yeah. He didn't. Yeah, he wasn't the effect that he wanted. If anything, it probably just made him train harder for a fight.
If anything, it just made the beatdown even worse.
Mm.
And it made the beatdown in his corner.
Khabib's going hard in on Instagram now. Khabib's talking all he wants now. Now that he can.
I haven't seen any of that. What's he been saying?
It's all in Russian, so it doesn't translate properly. But it's just poking fun about jumping out of the cage and like how he told everyone he'd do his talking on the 6th of October and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's what I keep on telling everyone that is talking shit about it. He forewarned everyone prior to all this. It's not like he just randomly went out and did all this. He kept on warning everyone. Wait till the 6th of October. Wait till the 6th of October. That's when I do my talking. I'm gonna put my hands in his face. Everyone will pay.
And of course, like even people where English is their first language are going to struggle talking with McGregor. And you can't expect a guy whose English is not his first language to try and match Conor word for word in press conferences and stuff. So you can't put too much you can't take those things into note too much about he's intimidated. He doesn't know what to say back. Well, of course he doesn't. He doesn't know English. Like it's not his first language. How's he going to come back against Conor? In the press conferences.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was never going to win that. Yeah, everyone knew how that was going to go. If anything, everyone was watching not to see, can Khabib make some kind of really cool comeback? They were watching to see, how much, like, how far or how deep is McGregor going to bury Khabib at the press conference? That's pretty much what you got, because he couldn't really say too much to him, because he kept on talking over him. Meh. Oh, man. That's like that's like legit pro wrestling, because that's like what Roman Reigns would say.
Well, you know what? I'll relate this quickly. I'm gonna go off the MMA track onto pro wrestling just quickly, just for a split second, right?
Oh, I'm totally not okay with that. What are you doing, Peter? Stop.
Just and it's gonna delve into the popularity behind McGregor and the UFC when he's in it. So I was listening to Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast, right? He was interviewing Vince Russo. And for those of you who don't know, Vince Russo used to be a writer for the WWF and WCW and whatnot. And whereas, the WWF was really popular in the late 90s, right? Because they had these sort of dramatic feuds going on where people were invested, and then they had the fight, right? That's what they've done in this instance. It doesn't matter which side you're on, people were heavily invested. You either wanted Conor to smash Khabib, or you wanted Khabib to smash Conor for all the shit talk, right? And it felt very real. Whether or not it was real or not, I know Khabib took it very literal. I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know how literal Conor was in those meetings, but it drew people in. It invested people in the actual in the story, so to speak, of the fight. And then we got a conclusion to it. So in the same way, like they really use the pro wrestling model in this, like obviously. Draw the people in with the storyline, make it feel real, make it feel as real as possible, and then you get your conclusion in the fight. And that's why wrestling now sucks, by the way, because no one cares about what happened, right? No one cares about what's happening in the wrestling because the storylines suck. You're pretty much just watching gymnastics, right? That's why so many WWF fans have gone across to the UFC, because you still get that dramatic element, but there's an actual fight. I don't know why I started on that tangent, but fucking I did it.
I like it. I like the tangent because it pretty much proves exactly what I was saying in the build up to the fight. When everyone's like, "Oh, this is legit bad blood on Conor's part as well," I'm like, "No, he doesn't get emotionally involved in all these like arguments. He says what he has to say to piss off the other person, and that's what he tried to do."
And then this leads me into the next part, right? Where people are getting upset at Khabib. They're like, "Oh, but it's just words. It's just words." Well, it's not, man. You're an adult. You're a grown man. If you want to talk shit, by all means, I've got no apart from the knock on Khabib's dad when McGregor was saying that type of shit. Everything else, I don't care. That was a little bit crossing the line for me. But everything else, free game. But right, in saying that, you have to be responsible for your words, right? Your words do have consequences. You can't say whatever you want to say and then get upset at the consequences that come to you for that. Now, Khabib was wrong jumping out of the cage, right?
We do not condone.
Do not condone.
But we love.
But understandable. Think about it, right? Some guy has just been talking shit to you. Forget the bus, like the guy that tried to throw shit like through a bus window at you, right? He pretty much told Khabib, "I will kill you. I would have killed you if you got off the bus."
Pretty much, he outright said that.
He just said, "I will kill you. I would have killed you," right?
He said, "You'd be
dead." For a guy who doesn't, Yeah, you'd be dead. For a guy whose English is not his first language and can't understand necessarily, how would I say this? He will take it very literally, the words that Conor's saying, right? Because it's not his first language. The only way he can take it is very literally. So if someone foreign is saying to you, "I'm going to kill you," right? You don't know what context they're sort of trying to apply that in. So he's actually thinking, "Shit, this guy wants to fucking kill me. I'm going to smash him." So I can completely see why that happened. The bit in the cage where Conor got punched, sort of uncalled for, but again, I can see why it happened, given that he did throw the first punch in the octagon. Not that makes it okay. It doesn't make it okay. Still bad. But again, I can see why these things have happened. Leading me on to my next point. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of talking. You can bet all of this shit is going to be in the video package for the promo for the rematch. All of it. All of it. If they use the fucking bus window incident with the trolley, they'll use this shit. Because it's not as bad. It's not nearly as bad.
Well, this whole thing is the reason why we're going to get a rematch. There would have been no possible way to draw people in for a rematch had Khabib not have done all this.
The fight itself leaves no need for a rematch.
No
I mean,
way.
McGregor took the third round but it's not like Khabib survived the third round. Like, it was quite close, but I give it to McGregor.
Yeah, and by the way,
that was.
to go back to, because we've now segued into the incident after the fight, but just to go back to the actual fight itself, this is the first time that Khabib has lost a round, and the first time that Conor has been knocked down. That's two big things. So both guys took something away from someone else, from each other's, what do you want to call it, legacy or whatnot. Took something away from what they've done in the octagon. No one's been able to take a round from Khabib, and no one's been able to knock McGregor down, and both things were done. Because on the scorecards, Khabib did lose the third round on all three scorecards.
Yeah, I had him losing that one as well, just.
Yeah. Well, he got hit with quite a few left hands, which didn't seem to hurt him, but they still landed. Anyway, then, I know you got excited about the outside brawl, so let's hear it.
Like Peter was saying about a lot of fans moving from WWE to UFC and, embracing the drama, embracing the storyline, I think we both agree. Like you say, we don't condone, but we love it. I was very, very entertained for the build-up, for the fight, and the aftermath. And I think, have you seen that picture of Khabib Nurmagomedov, pro skater?
Yeah.
Have you seen that picture?
Yeah.
Yes, that needs to be
what, sorry?
Pro skater. Doing a kickflip on a skateboard.
Yeah.
That needs to be our bloody, what do you call it, for this episode.
The memes are good.
Oh, the memes are legit. The memes are strong.
I love it.
Yeah, no, it's good. But, immediately after the fight, me personally, I was watching, oh, fuck, this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible for the sport. For the first, maybe 20 minutes after all that happened, because I was actually at the pub. A fight broke out, fucking a meter away from me.
Really?
And I'm like, what the
Really?
fuck is going on here? Yeah, pretty bad fight. So for me, I'm like, Jesus Christ, so dickheads see this on the screen and now that causes shit here. I want to fucking leave and go home. And I can't leave yet because there's a huge fucking fight. I can't walk past it unless I want to jump into it myself. But I wouldn't, because I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I don't actually fight.
Let's get your way into it, mate.
Exactly. And there's glass on the floor. I can't butt scoot. I'll end up shitting out glass for a week. So yeah, for me personally, watching that, I'm like, Jesus, this is fucking horrible for the sport. But now that I've had a couple of days to think about it, that's why we've kind of given this a couple, we didn't do this podcast straight away, A, because we all had shit to do, B, because we needed a little while to kind of let the whole thing marinate, see what else comes out. This is fantastic.
It's not as bad as it could have been.
This is fantastic for the sport. No one would have been talking about the UFC.
Yeah.
Well, not no one. People would have, but now everyone's talking about it. I've been having people come into work constantly saying, "Oh my god, what happened? Why did that Russian guy decide to beat up everyone for no reason? They just kind of took over, and then you got to explain the situation to them, show them some videos, and they're like, oh wow, I can't believe that. I didn't. That's not what I didn't read that in the Herald Sun. So like that whole thing was in the Herald Sun as well. So people that would never have given a shit about some Russian guy beating up Conor now give a shit because some Russian guy beat up his entire corner. Not really beat up his entire corner, but still jumped right in there. And then his mob of people decided to jump in and beat up Conor. Although, as you say, Conor threw the first punch. So this is great for the sport. There's going to be a rematch. This is going to be like the big. That's going to be the lead up to it. Just seeing this shit over and over again. It's fantastic. The next pay-per-view is going to be huge. This pay-per-view, I reckon, probably it didn't feel as big as I thought it was going to feel, but probably did 2.5, 2.8. 1.5, 1.8. The next one will easily do over 2.
I reckon this one crack 2.
You're going to crack 2?
That's my prediction. I reckon it crack 2. Just crack 2.
Yeah, well, maybe.
2.3.
I hope so. I hope so, man. I hope so, because if it does crack those numbers, it just means more people are watching.
I just saw a link post online. Khabib invites friends over to rewatch him defeat Conor McGregor.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
But just to inform our viewers about the brawl, because you guys are saying Conor threw the first punch, where a lot of the news are saying Conor got jumped. What happened, from what I saw, was Khabib just throws his mouthpiece, jumps over the cage, and jumps someone. Literally, just flies through it.
Dylan Dennis.
And I loved it. I went insane. Yeah, Dylan Dennis. Apparently, Dylan was like gesturing to him or like talking smack to him during the fight and afterwards, which in the heat of the moment where you just had a fight, all that adrenaline's coming through, you just bang, go for it. I don't condone it. It's a terrible thing to do, but I loved it. I was entertained. And then Conor goes to defend his cornerman and jumps over the cage. And then while that's happening, one of Khabib's cornermen tries to jump over the cage and Conor stalks him. And then when that happened, Khabib's cornerman went to defend their cornerman and Conor got jumped. So that's what happened.
It was a ruthless chain of events. That's how a fight normally goes. There's very little like this is coming from someone who's never been in a fight, by the way. But like when I've seen it from a very far distance, a very safe distance, I've watched and I've been like, okay, like there's very little like rationale going on in a fight. No one's thinking, so what should I really do in this situation? They're going, fuck, he just punched my mate. I'm gonna start punching other people.
Yeah, so you just react.
Yeah, like everyone's getting all upset. It's like, oh, I can't believe like this happened and that person did this. It's like that's what happens in a fight, man. A fight broke out. That's what happens. People start punching each other. They don't think about, oh, okay, should I punch this guy or not? Is he really part of it? No, he's in Khabib's corner. Khabib's in my corner. I'll fucking clip him. It's like let's all get upset at this person, that person. That was a fight. That's what happens in a fight, and we're all there to watch a fight. Well, we got to watch 2 fights, so you got what you paid for.
And
you got more than what you paid for.
Exactly.
No one got hurt. No one was injured from it. Just
more people got hurt by what Conor did.
Yeah.
People lost their job for the night. There were 6 fighters that lost their job for the night because of Conor.
Exactly, and this isn't trying to justify what Khabib did, but it's just put it in perspective. The punishment needs to fit the crime, and if you use Conor's crime as precedent and what he got as a punishment, that should be related to what Khabib gets, I think.
Yeah, well, I think Conor got, I think it was like something stupid like 50 hours of, it's on our Facebook channel, but I can't remember what it was, like 50 hours of community service. So, fuck it, give Khabib 20 hours of community service. Although this is going to be, like, he's not getting charged, so it's not going to be something that goes to court. This is something that the commission has to deal with. So the commission, it's really a suspension. That's all he has to worry about. What kind of suspension? And what kind of suspension should he get? I don't know. He should get something, maybe 6 months. Because you
At
can't,
the most?
Yeah, you can't, because you can't really, as we keep on saying, we don't condone any of this. So you really can't. Give him something.
You can't jump out of
that shit. He has to be given something. Give him 6 months, because that way he can't fight within the next 3-4 months and take on Tony, or have a.
And you know what? The sad thing is, if he didn't do that, it would have been even better for him to savor that moment, getting the belt, having to listen to McGregor's interview and everything. You know, it was sort of robbed of that moment.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, and you heard him after the fight saying, "Where's my belt? Where's my belt?" And then Dana's like, "I can't give you the belt, man."
As soon as the fight ended, I was like, "Fuck, what's McGregor gonna say for all the shit he's been talking now?" And we didn't get it.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Something I want to touch on is a lot of people have been talking smack to Dana White, saying, you know, he's racist because, you know, he's saying, oh, what Khabib did is horrible, while, you know, he was laughing at the Conor bus incident. But Dana White has been quite consistent, where he says, oh, the bus accident is unacceptable, you know, it's not good. And he also says that this isn't acceptable and it's not good. He's doing his job. He disagrees with these actions. He hasn't been biased, I believe. And I think he's going to, just like with Conor, you know, just let the commission handle it. And he's not going to find Khabib or, like, you know, do anything to him. That's not in line with what the commission does. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. He's been pretty consistent with all this, and he's going to be consistent in the rematch too. And he fucking hypes the shit out of that.
Of course.
That post-fight brawl. That's
Of course,
how it
because
is.
if he doesn't show the Dolly incident, people are going to be like, oh, he's biased, he's trying to protect Conor. You can't win in Dana White's shoes. Do you know what I'm saying? So the best thing to do is... Go on.
Just to go off what you're saying, if he doesn't show the bus incident, he's not doing his job.
Absolutely, he's not doing his job.
His title is promoter. What does that involve? It involves promoting the fucking fight.
Once it all blows over, he'll go back to promoting it again like that.
100%.
Using the footage and all that shit. Yeah.
100%.
I was talking to my dad about this today, and he was saying, "Oh, Dana White, he's been saying that he's so pissed off about this." I'm like, Dana White is going to love this because this is lining his fucking pockets with gold. Because as we keep on saying, the rematch is gonna happen. Like, it doesn't seem right, it shouldn't happen, but it's going to happen, and we're all gonna watch, and everyone who didn't watch is going to watch. It's gonna be huge.
It'd be good to see Conor fight someone who's big name enough, but not in the same league. Knock him out, generate the hype again, and then bang, fight Khabib.
You guys know who my pick is for his next fight. Who I think he should fight next.
Who?
Tony.
Really?
Because I think Tony is a big enough name, and it's a winnable fight for him. Tony will destroy everyone else, but I just feel like someone like Conor, with Conor's power, in that first or second round, because that first or second round is when Tony normally gets hit, and he always gets hit with hands, doesn't get hit with kicks.
I agree with you.
So I feel like if you got someone like Anthony Pettis knocking you down when he's a kicker, and he's knocking you down, although Anthony Pettis' hands have improved so goddamn much. They're so much better than they used to be. I'm not saying he's like an elite level boxer, but he's improved. That's all I'm saying. But if he can knock down Tony, then you can guarantee that if Conor touches him, the fight's over.
I can see Conor knocking out Tony, but at the same time, I can see Tony coming back,
overwhelming him with the pressure.
Yes, overwhelmed with the pressure in the fourth and fifth. I want someone a bit easier.
That could always happen as well. The thing is, it's the lightweight division, man. There's no easy fights.
I feel like if he doesn't stop Tony within the first round, second round at most, he gets stopped himself.
Yeah, I feel so. I feel the same.
I agree with that with anyone in the top 10 in the lightweight division. Against
he offers that he's got the only concern I have with Tony Ferguson fighting McGregor is that he's hit a lot. He gets hit a lot. But offensively, he's long and he's not as one-dimensional as someone like Nate Diaz, who's just going to box. That's an easy fight for Conor now. I don't think he'll ever lose to Diaz again. But a guy that throws punches, elbows, knees, kicks, moves around as much as Ferguson does could pose issues to McGregor, especially the fact that they're the same size. It's not like he's fighting featherweights again. You know? It's just the fact that Ferguson gets hit a lot.
Did you guys watch Tony Ferguson's post-fight interview? As in, like,
At the press
at the
conference?
press conference? Yeah.
Yes.
It was fucking weird. I had to keep tuning in and out. Like, it makes sense,
it was
and then he
weird.
talks like a fucking spastic.
It was weird, but it's relevant to this conversation because he said that if he fought Conor, I know this is just fight talk. It almost means nothing. But he said he would just throw punches with him. He would put, like, the way he put it, he said he would put his feet into a tire, so that he's just standing.
No way.
But
Mate, say whatever you want.
Sorry.
Yeah, you say whatever you want.
Yeah.
But you do something else in the fight.
But I just think with the way that Tony gets hit a lot, and like a lot, more than anyone really should get hit, which is probably why he talks so much nonsense. Yeah, I just think that's the better fight for him that still has name value, because there's not many other guys that. That's the problem with the lightweight division. There's a lot of fantastic fighters in the lightweight division, but none of them have names because the title has been on the shoulder of this Irish guy that doesn't fight in MMA for 2 years. So there's all these fantastic fighters, but they don't have name value because they haven't had the opportunity to build up their name. So now is the opportunity to build up Tony's name, give him Conor McGregor. If he gets past Conor McGregor, Jesus, that's amazing. Put him up against Khabib, or put him up against Khabib now. Who cares?
I want Conor to fight someone that he can beat. I want a tune-up fight. I don't want him to retire yet, because he loses one more time, he's done.
Same.
I honestly believe Tony is that fight for him. I think that he just matches up so goddamn well with Tony. And styles make fights.
I can see where you're coming from, and I agree with you in the first and second.
Yeah.
But I can also see Tony stopping him in the fifth and fourth.
Yeah, well, that leads me to something else I was going to say. Conor McGregor's at the point now where he's never going to fight a three-round fight again.
Yeah, no.
So it doesn't
Money
matter.
Fights.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he's even fighting. If he's not fighting for a title, he's always going to be the main event. So, yeah, that does pose some problems. But fuck, getting out of the first and second round with Conor, that's not an easy task. Anyway, so. What names? What type of easier task would you give him then?
I'm sticking with my thing that I told you today. I want a tournament. I want Khabib to fight Tony Ferguson, and McGregor fights the winner of Poirier and Diaz, and then the two winners face off for the title as well. Mini tournament.
You're getting too excited over Bellator, man, and their welterweight tournament.
No, but like it doesn't even have to be called a tournament. But I just feel like they're the winner of Poirier and Diaz versus the winner of McGregor and Khabib and Ferguson. The winner of those will be the two best lightweights. I feel. Have them fight for the title. Whoever gets through is the deserving main event.
Yeah, fair enough. And it gives us that the Diaz Conor fight 3. The third fight, so yeah, I like it. I don't see any problems with that. What about you, Dan? Do you have any names to throw out there? Like a Gaethje, maybe?
I don't want to fight him. I don't want him to fight Poirier. Gaethje would be great, but the problem is Gaethje. Gaethje is a weird one, but I can see Conor starting Gaethje.
I think he puts him out in the first round.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Well, there we go. That's a fantastic matchup. But that's if he puts him out in the first round. Because Gaethje does have a chin on him. He gets hit a lot, but he doesn't get rocked a great deal until the end of the fight.
I want Khabib to retire. He should ride off to the sunset.
No,
I want him to, because I enjoy legends. Khabib rides onto the sunset. He will forever be an all-time great.
After he fights T-Ferg.
I feel like he's at least 1 to 2 fights away. At least there's another couple of fights left in him.
Oh yes, but I'm saying you're right. There are more fights left in him. But I'm saying
my tournament idea. If he retired after winning that, then yeah, fuck it, retire. You've done enough.
Man,
UFC.
Imagine if Diaz won your tournament idea. I told you, if that tournament idea happened and he won the tournament, I would get a 209 tattoo, just like John Anik.
Because there's no chance that he'd win.
Hey, there was no chance.
no.
There was no chance he'd beat Conor in the first fight.
He gets. I think he gets. I think he gets decision by Conor again. I think Tony Ferguson beats the shit out of him, and I think Khabib finishes him.
Yeah, probably.
We'll see how he looks against Dustin. I reckon he does Dustin.
That's a curious fight, man, because I really have no idea.
I think he's going to win too.
Oh, you've switched on that because you were originally saying Dustin.
I've switched. I just have a feeling he's going to beat him.
Yeah, same. Man, this whole entire fight against the Black Beast, I put $100 fucking bucks.
Yeah.
This whole entire fight, 30 seconds.
Yes. Oh man, you took a photo of that, yeah?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
All right. We're gonna make sure we put that on the Facebook channel, just so everyone knows that one of us lost $100 betting on a guy that was destroying another guy for what, 14 minutes and 40 seconds.
14 minutes and a half.
Yeah, there's about 20 seconds left.
Yeah, so 14 minutes and 40 seconds. That's how long you put the beat down on poor Derek Lewis until Derek Lewis laid. And hey, that combination he threw, that was just a simple left, jab, and then straight right. The first the first time he used technique in any of his fights, and he fucking knocks the guy out. After getting...
It was a brutal knockout, though. Ground and pound.
You know what's fucking annoying about Derek Lewis, though? As soon as whenever he's losing a fight, he's fucking back injury. But if he wins, forget the back. There's no back injury. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's kind of...
That's my one knock. That's my one knock on Derek Lewis.
It's like Tito Ortiz.
Oh, the guy's hilarious.
We all know about how many back surgeries and neck surgeries and dick surgeries that Tito Ortiz has had. Yeah, that's what we should call this chat. My balls are hot.
My balls are hot.
My balls are so hot. Oh man, I loved how Joe Rogan's like, I get it. There was no wait, what? There was just, yeah, bro, I get it. And all men across the world were like, respect. We've all had those.
The Pettis Tony fight was very exciting.
I told you guys that was going to be fight of the night. I picked it. I told you guys there's no way that wouldn't be fight of the night. Even though
I didn't see it.
When I said that was on the chat that we recorded that had no fucking sound, so no one can hear that. But yeah, that was fantastic. I love that. No, that was fight of the year, and possibly round of the year. No, that's just a beatdown of the year throughout that entire second round.
It was good.
He got knocked down in the first, yeah, and then he just put the beatdown in the second.
I enjoyed that.
The whole thing about the fight being stopped because of the broken hand, I thought that was a good call. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it was. You shouldn't fight.
The corner asked him, they're like, do you want to go? And he goes, my hand's broken. And the corner made the good choice to stop it. I mean, the way that fight was going anyway, I think he was on track for a beating in that third round. So, good on the corner.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty happy. Even though, what's that guy's name? The one-handed fighter? The tweet that he put out?
Nick Newell.
He's like, I don't know what he's talking about. I've been fighting my whole career with one hand. I thought that was funny, but...
but there's a difference.
I know.
He doesn't have a hand.
100%.
Pettis broke his hand.
I know, 100%. I just thought that was fun. It just made me laugh really hard. But yeah, that broken hand, I mean... I get that a lot of guys make it through a fight with a broken hand. I don't know how the fuck they do that, because I've broken my hand before. I couldn't grapple with a broken hand by any chance. So I don't know how people have continued fighting. Like Rich Franklin, he broke both his hands. Both his hands when he fought David Loiseau, and he still destroyed him for 5 rounds.
You just elbowed him.
Yeah. Well, no, he wrestled him for 5 rounds. He suplexed him like 3 times. I don't know how he did that. How do you wrestle someone when you can't grab your hands? I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me. If my hand broke in a fight, which would never happen because I've never been in a fight, I'd be like, tap. Or I wouldn't be tapped with my hand, I'd tap with my foot because I got a broken hand.
Anyways, boys.
Yeah, so that's that. Are you sure you guys don't want to talk more about Gray Maynard or maybe Lena Landsberg?
Nah.
Well, I reckon we'll save it for another day. We'll save it for another day.
Yeah, let's be honest. No one's going to be listening to this because they want to hear about how Felice Herring lost to Michelle Waterson. So
exactly.
Yeah, so unless you guys want to talk about Bellator or PFL.
Another what do you call it?
That's how we call it.
Another day.
All right,
Mm.
fair enough.
Another day.
Well, as always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. We're on Facebook, obviously YouTube because that's where you're watching this. Instagram, Twitter. What's the other one that we're on? The other one. Help me out, guys. Twitch. Thank you, good man. Hanson Dan Park to the rescue. Yeah, so we're on all that good stuff. So just go to our Facebook page. We've got all the links there. Pretty sure I put them all up. If I haven't, I don't know. Private message me and be like, F you, put that shit up. Yeah, is there anything else that we have to say? Oh yeah, does anyone need any pet doors? Anyone?
Yes, Aussie pet doors.
Yeah,
all over it.
What's the is it called Aussie pet doors?
Hold on, wait. I'll find it for you. I'll find out what it's called. Where is it?
Well, while he's finding that, also, if you guys want to find a good place to learn some jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, or just a good place to sit down and talk some shit, yeah, or MMA, come down to Scammer. That place is awesome. That's what.
Fuck, I don't have it.
You don't have it. What the fuck?
I don't have the picture. Fuck, I can't remember what it's called.
I tell you what, if his man watches this, he's gonna slap you. He's gonna slap you.
Hey, next time. We'll get it on there next time.
We will.
I think it is Aussie Pet Doors.
Yep. Are you looking it up now?
Like that.
All right, let's give Dan Parker a second.
Here we go. AussiePetDoors.com.au.
There we go.
Now you are in phone number 1300-558-577. Good man, Izzy, co-owner of our club, started a new business, and he's a very trustworthy person, and he's a man of his word, and he does a good job. So we've known him for like 5 years now, and can't say anything but good things.
And we all love him dearly. He's man. All right. Okay. Well, I better chuck this theme music on, and we'll close this party up. Love you all a long time.
Thanks for watching.
Peace out.